There. Today we are going to be talking about slope again and using the slope formula. A slope is one of those things that's going to come around a lot this year in 8th grade math, and you'll also see in 9th grade math. So this is something we really need to master. So we're going to spend a second day on this, but notice this time instead of these 2 points being just whole numbers, I'm going to use some integers or some negative and positive numbers. So we're going to talk about how to deal with those positive and negatives and does anything change about my formula. So the quick answer to that is no, nothing changes. I just have to be a little bit more careful and maybe use my calculator to double check some of my answers. So I'm going to make a fraction, and remember on the top I have y2 minus y1. Now where do I get this y2 and this y1 from? From my points, and I'm going to label them. This is x, this is y, this is x, this is y, this is point 1, and this is point 2. So I go ahead and I insert my stuff into my equation. So y2 is negative 7, so negative 7 minus y1, which is 9, over, okay, in the denominator, x2, which is 6, minus x1, which is 2. And I simplify. Negative 7 minus 9. Now, if you're not confident, I would use a calculator. So negative 7 minus 9, negative 16. So on the top of my fraction, negative 16 over 6 minus 2 is 4. Remember, the last question I asked myself is, can I simplify that slope? And the answer, short answer, is yes. So my answer simplifies to negative 4 over 1. Or if I simplify it to a whole number, it would just simplify to negative 4. So again, it's the same thing. It's the same process, and I'm just going to plug those values in. I'm just going to pay extra close attention to make sure I get those negatives and that I calculate those right. I'm checking with a calculator if needs be. So finding the slope between these 2 points. Now, let's go ahead and draw our slope fraction bar. Now, take a second and see if you can remember what the formula is without looking at it. I'm going to go ahead and write it down. Pause, write yours down, and check to see if you're right when you're done. All right, my formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And where do I get my points from? There's x1 and y1, x2 and y2. Let's go ahead and simplify. So I have negative 7 minus, remember that minus sign is coming from here. Now I also have to minus y1. Okay, remember for my formula I'm minusing y1. Well, what is y1? It is negative 3. Now make sure you include the minus sign that came from my equation as well as the negative from this 3. They both need to be included. In my denominator, I'm just going to have 7, so I'm looking for x2, which is 7, and then minusing my x1, which is a positive 3. I'm going to simplify. Negative 7 minus a negative 3 is the same as adding 3, but just to double check, minus a negative 3, and I get negative 4. So my numerator is negative 4. My denominator, 7 minus 3 is positive 4, and can that be simplified? You bet. It simplifies to negative 1 over 1 or just negative 1, and either answer will work. So try this next problem on your own, pause the video, and when you're ready to check your answer, go ahead and press play. All right, let's check it. So my formula, again, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And you can see that it's important to have this memorized because we use it each and every time. Hey, but if you're not there to having it memorized yet, use a cheat sheet, write it down somewhere that you can reference it a lot. So x, y, x, and y. This is my first point. This is my second point. Let's go ahead and plug it in. y2, 15 minus y1, 4. x2. x2 is negative 8 minus, from the minus sign, and then x1. So what is x1? I come over here, negative 3. So I want the minus sign and the negative 3. Let's go ahead and simplify. 15 minus 4 is 11. And in my denominator, -8 minus -3 is like adding 3, or you can just check that in your calculator, and I'm going to get -5. I'm going to simplify that to see if that's, I'm going to simplify that. If you're not sure if it simplifies, type it into your Desmos calculator. You'll see that that is the most simplified answer, or you might see it with the negative out front, but these two mean the same thing. So either answer will work. All right, I'm going to turn you loose on your assignment today. If you have any questions, again, please feel free to reach out. I'm more than happy to set up a Google Meet, and have a great day.